In the last block, we rolled through the results of our latest Talk Business and Politics Hendrix College poll on presidential choices. Two polls, one with likely Republican voters, one with likely Democratic voters, and we have more to come. Joining me now to talk politics is John Brummett, political columnist with the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette and Talk Business and Politics contributor. Welcome as always.
Thanks for having me.
So let's look at the Republican results first. You've got Cruz at 27, Rubio 23, Trump 23. Arkansas looks a little bit like Iowa, doesn't it?
A little bit. A great thing happened in Iowa Tuesday night. Rubio moved up and gave us what looks like a three-way race, and then Huckabee got out. So we don't have the distraction of a favorite son who's not really a serious contender but is still on the ballot in Arkansas. So now we've got what looks like a real battle royal. I think it could be fun. I mean, you've got sort of establishment to the right, mainstreamy Republican and Rubio. You've got the Tea Party evangelical guy in Cruz, and then you've got Trump, just this cussedly independent guy.
He's a wild card.
In a cussedly independent state.
Yeah.
And this could be one in which they're all around the third of the vote. I really think it could. And it's going to be, it's going to mean something. You know, when I thought we moved the thing up to March 1, why are we doing that? No, Arkansas means something.
So Donald Trump was here in Arkansas this past week at Barton Coliseum. We missed your smiling face over there.
I started to go, but I made the right call and didn't go. Yeah.
His attitude, though, this week, particularly after the second place finish in Iowa and then everything that's come up claiming that the election was stolen from him and we need to do a mulligan on the Iowa caucuses, which is obviously not going to happen. Do you think that this knocked Trump down a couple notches? Do you see a little chink in the armor there?
I do. His persona, his essence was winning. You know, Charlie Sheen, I'm winning. And then he didn't. You know, he was second. So suddenly his whole point of being is not as solid as it was. Then he goes to New Hampshire, where I guess he'll win, probably. Has a big lead, but if you watch the tracking poll by University of Massachusetts, Lowell poll, a good tracking poll, every day he goes down a point and every day Rubio comes up. So, plus he had to cancel an appearance Friday because he goes back to New York rather than stay in New Hampshire, so the weather messed him up there. Then for some reason he came down here in the middle of the week. I don't really understand it. I think there's a little bit of the shine off of Trump. He's still a threat to win the whole thing. He really is, but I think he is somewhat damaged goods at this point.
Let's flip to the Democrat side. Hillary Clinton, a comfortable 57 to 25% lead, but there are 3 times as many undecided voters in that Democratic primary, 18% versus what we saw in the Republican poll where there were 6% undecided. Does that tell you something? Is there some nervousness, even here in Arkansas where Hillary Clinton's very well known about her candidacy?
I'm having a hard time answering that because when I first saw that number, what, 57, 25, I thought, former First Lady of the state against a Brooklyn-born Vermont socialist ought to be bigger than that, you'd think.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, 57-25 is big. I mean, maybe I could get 25% against her. So I don't know. But then there's the number of undecided. You ought to be decided in that race if you were a Democrat right now, it seems to me.
At least in Arkansas.
Right. Mm-hmm. I think 2 things. I think Hillary is damaged goods right now. I think she can't put this guy away, and he turns out to be better than she thought in all the town halls and all of the debates. And he's mobilized. She wants to be Obama's heir to his legacy, but she can't inherit Obama's full political persona because Sanders has got all the young people and all the energy that Obama had in 08. She's going to win. There's no doubt about it. She's going to win here. She's going to win the nomination. But these numbers, in a vague way, reflect the fact that she's just not as strong as she needs to be, even here. She's strong, but not as strong as you think she would be or that she needs to be.
Let's roll out some other poll numbers here. We asked a couple of favorability ratings, some positives and negatives on some public figures. Focusing on, let's go President Obama first. We asked people what their feelings towards President Obama were. 61.5% positive. This is among Democratic voters. 8% neutral, 15% negative, and 3% undecided. I would suggest that the president may have restored some of his standing with Democrats from the last year or two when he was not as popular with Democrats because he was hurting them on the ticket.
Well, the first thing is when I saw that number, I hadn't yet studied the poll. I mean, I just saw that number, and I thought, Obama's got a 61% favorable in Arkansas. There's something seriously wrong with his poll. Then I realized you had done two completely separate polls, and this was exclusively identified Democratic voters. But even then, considering how many people in Arkansas still call themselves Democrats and are rural conservatives, I'm still surprised it's that high. And I do think, when you look at the national approval ratings, he's up a little bit. He's 49, 50 in some of them. I think Obama is being reconstructed a little toward the end of his presidency. Not a great deal, but somewhat. And 61% of identified Democrats in this poll saying they approve of the job he does. That's probably the best number he could ever hope to get out of this state. So,
I think too, the jobs and the economy are improved
well, the
right now.
unemployment rate is yeah.
And health care, the Obamacare is actually...
Don't get me started
well,
on that.
I'm just saying, I think that it has actually, for Democrats, there's some talking points now of it is working.
People are signing up for it.
Right.
Asa Hutchinson is saying, without saying it, he needs its Medicaid expansion to keep the budget going in Arkansas. So, and I think just on the front page Friday, the Democrat Gazette had a piece about a large number of people who'd signed up on the exchange. And nationally, it's reaching the point of grudging acceptance, if kind of by inertia. So I think Obama is a little bit reconstructed.
All right, we asked Republican voters for their perspective on Mike Huckabee, positive and negative ratings. They're 68% positive, 17% neutral, 14.5% negative. Those are good numbers for Mike Huckabee. Could a Mike Huckabee endorsement before March 1st perhaps help a candidate, maybe one of those three candidates we saw at the top on the Republican side?
I think it could. I looked at that poll, and I don't have it in front of me, but the number of evangelicals in the Republican sample who identified themselves as evangelical was 69, 70%?
No, it was 74%.
Yeah. And he well represents the evangelical movement, and he is certainly still popular in the state in kind of a shallow, superficial way. I think it could. I don't think he'll ever endorse Cruz. But I think if he were to endorse, I don't know, I shouldn't say, but if he were to endorse Rubio, it might, or Trump, it might give either. I think we got such a close three-way battle going, it could make a difference. It really could. I think Asa Hutchinson could make a difference too.
We'll see if he gets off of there and makes a call as well.
We will.
All right, got to wrap it up there. He's John Brummett with the Arkansas Democrat Gazette, Talk Business and Politics contributor. Thank you so much, John.
My pleasure.
And thanks for watching. Again, to our new viewers in Jonesboro and Northeast Arkansas, we appreciate you. We welcome you to the program, and we look forward to bringing you more business and political news from around the region and around the state. Have a busy and a productive week. I'm Roby Brock, and we will see you next time.